So, you just bought your first road bike. Now what? Let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another fabulous episode of Toolbox Topic. I'm joined once again by my co-host, Brandon Van Loob. And Brandon, how the hell are you?
I'm aight.
Yeah, aight. And once again, we're coming to you from Check Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix, because it's where the cool kids hang out. And this fluffy son of a gun. And before we get started, I've had a lot of people ask on Instagram and some of the comments in the YouTube videos, Thomas, what happened to the trail videos? Well, for those of you who didn't know, I had the spinal repair surgery, all right? I just got the full release from the doc with the exception of mountain biking, you know?
Good.
So I can ride on the road, I can hike, I can, trail run, all that stuff. So I'm telling you guys, the trail videos, they're coming back very quickly. Believe me, I've been dying not being able to get out on the trail.
I love how they got to your spine from the front of your neck.
Right? Just kind of opened it up. I wish I could have recorded that.
How deep was that?
Well, your spine's back here, dude.
I know,
You're going in.
I
I know.
Filleted.
Modern medicine. Yeah. Oh, the painkillers were
I'm glad
amazing.
you're feeling better, though. That's good.
No, I am. So September 20th, hopefully I'll be getting the full release and be able to mountain bike again.
All
and
right.
guys, I'm doing a Spartan race, trifecta weekend. More information on that coming up because we have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
So, rider comes in, or I should say a person, not even a rider. They're looking for their first road bike. They get their first road bike. What are some of the essentials? Upgrades? And Brandon and I have our opinion on both of these, so we're both going to chime in. What are some of the essentials that you're like, all right, now that you've purchased this, here are some things you're going to want to do kind of in the immediate, but maybe also in the near future?
So we have almost a policy in this store.
Okay.
That there's 3 things that we always mention when people buy a new bike, any bike.
Because remember, if you're German, it's like this. It's not like this.
This looks, what did she say?
American. That's why he got caught.
I know.
Inglorious Bastards. I'm okay.
Dreigläser.
Yeah. It's true. And we wonder why you guys hate us so much.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
So the 3 things.
3 things.
That we always talk about is protect your head.
Yep.
Drink water, protect your tires, especially in Arizona.
Yes.
So those are almost just a rote thing that we say every time someone buys a new bike.
Right.
So obviously we want you to have a helmet.
A good helmet
Good
that fits
quality
properly.
helmet if you don't have one already.
Right.
We want a way for you to stay hydrated, however that may be. We have plenty of options for you.
Whether it's bottles or a hydration pack.
So on a road bike, the most traditional way is to keep them on the frame, which is fine. If you need more, if you need to supplement more, we have hydration packs as well. And then protect your tires. So this particular bike that we're looking at has some decently protected tires. There are hard case lights on here, but we can get tougher tires for you. We can add sealant to these tires. We can make it tubeless in some cases.
That's right.
But in either case,
Don't be bike Amish.
no matter what you have, especially if you live in Arizona, make sure we're protecting your tires with something, because I promise you,
it's going to happen. It's not even a question of if, it's going to happen. Sometimes multiple times on the same ride.
I know. This place is, if you're not from here, it's the worst place in the world for flats. We change flats all day long.
Yeah.
When I grew up in California, we were looking forward to a flats because it let us do something. It's like, oh shit, we got a flat. All right, we got pit crew time. Let's do this. It was almost fun because we never got them.
Right.
Here, I mean, if we're riding a lot during the week, someone's going to get one at least once a week in our crew. You know?
Absolutely.
So it is an issue. So protect your head, drink water, protect tires are the first things that we're going to talk about, or first things we're going to suggest.
Right.
Yes.
And that out of the gate, that covers a lot. Now, with a lot of road bikes, though, we don't see pedals. They're just not included. So now you have to choose a set of pedals, and you have to choose, are you going to go with a flat pedal, which I see on road bikes?
Sure.
Are you going to go with a clipless pedal? And if you go with a clipless, are we doing an SPD cleat, or are we doing a traditional clipless pedal where your feet, like walking on reverse high heels? So how do you distinguish, especially for a rider who has never ridden clipless?
What I always suggest, especially to a new rider, is just ride flats.
Okay.
Give yourself a month or 2 for riding flats, just to understand the handling of the bike.
Okay.
And then maybe transition. If you want to transition if you want to go directly into clipless pedals, I get it. That's fine.
Right.
But some people just need a little bit of time to be familiarized with how the bike feels.
Right. And you can buy a set of nylon flats
Because
for 20
a
bucks.
lot of people don't know how these bikes shift.
Right.
They've never seen these shifters before. So that alone is one thing for them to think about. And then think about clipping in. This might be too much for some people.
Right.
So it's all up to someone's comfort level.
And for those just starting out, even experienced riders can get the clip freeze and fall over before they can get undone. It happens to us all. Don't worry about it. But certainly, and after you figured out what type of clipless pedals you want to get, practice. Go to the park and practice.
Exactly.
And all clipless
Don't
pedals.
go to your group ride first with those clipless.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Practice first.
That's what we always say.
And adjust them. They all have adjustable tension. So you can loosen those things up to make it easier to clip out. And then once you really get dialed in, we can tighten that up for you so you get a little bit better push-pull on that. You're not going to accidentally come out during your group ride as far as that goes.
Yep.
All right, so we got pedals now. I'd say moving on to a saddle. We've talked about this on mountain bikes. It's a fairly inexpensive upgrade, but has huge dividends in my opinion, because if the bike's not comfortable, you're not going to want to ride it. And a lot of people don't understand the dynamics of a saddle. You have the Ass Master, which will tell you the width of your sits bones. And so then Brandon can take that information and say, hey, I think this saddle is going to be really good for you, and get an appropriate saddle.
Right.
So, and some of these too on the saddles, the rails are different lengths. So when we talk about forward or aft movement, some are very limited, where some have a generous amount. This is why I ride the Cro-Mag saddles. They actually fit my sits bones very well, but that forward-aft movement is one of the largest I've seen. Yeah, dialed in. So I would definitely say a seat would be one for me.
I'll undermine your order of operations and say get a fit first. So now you're not guessing which saddle you need. If you do a fit, all that stuff will be determined within your fit.
Gotcha.
So now we're going right to the right thing. And a lot of times too, people don't complain about their saddles. They look at them like, oh, that thing looks like it's gonna hurt. 2-3 months down the line, it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So try them out as well. But I do agree that your sit bones should be measured, and you should be identifying the correct saddle for that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So
it makes a big difference.
It does. And there's a couple different to choose. We have the split in the center. We have the split up front.
Yeah, there's
some
so
a
many
little
different
wider,
ones out
narrower,
there. Yeah,
the different types of materials and everything. And once you find the one for you, I'm telling you, it's a world of difference. And I wholeheartedly agree with Brandon too, a fitment, because this is going to really give us a great abundance of information to also choose. For me, handlebars are a big thing.
Handlebar?
Handlebar width,
and then handlebar saddle to bar length as well.
Yep.
So it's an intangible one, but it is an upgrade.
It is.
It's it's a knowledge upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, you know, are we in a more aggressive, or are we in a more upright when we talk about forward to aft movement? And how do your arms naturally, you know, spread?
Right.
I actually, on the mountain bike, I have a fairly wide grip on the bar. We had actually trouble finding one that was as wide, but once we swapped it out, there was a noticeable difference on my rides as far as comfort. Right. So there's little things like that. And along with the handlebars, even handlebar tape. With a mountain bike, we have the advantage of swapping out our grips. Sure. And you guys know I have ergonomic grips because I have trouble with the numbness, and that helps. Stock bar tape, I think, sucks.
And in many cases, yes.
And with so many different types of tape we have out there, we have the Chinelli cork, we have gel cork wrap.
Double gel.
Yeah, so you can really improve the comfort level of your ride. And if you want to be suave like Brandon, you can go with white tape. Links up top. As far as that goes.
That's just a fun way to kind of make your bike your own.
Absolutely.
As well. You can choose different colors and different designs, all those things. It's just a little customization that doesn't cost a lot to do.
But it has good dividends.
And it could definitely add comfort to your ride as well.
Yeah.
Because there's not much padding in stock grips, stock tape, for sure.
Now, Brandon, before we started recording, he had mentioned the bare bones necessity toolkit. So I'm going to let him talk about that as far as not maybe an upgrade, but something that we feel you should have, especially if you're going to be riding often and a lot of miles.
Yeah. So we talked about upgrading, or at least finding a way, some countermeasures for all the debris and thorns here regarding your tires when we first purchased the bike, but they're going to be defeated, and it's good to be prepared. So we like to offer 3 things. There's 3 things I take with me. Well, 4, but one of them is a carrying case. So have yourself a little pack. There's a couple ways to do it. I always keep mine in my back pocket.
Yep.
I have a pack. You can also purchase a seat pack that's always on the saddle. In that seat pack, or there as well, in that seat pack or your pouch, you're gonna have 3 things. You're gonna have the appropriate inner tube for your bike. You're going to have a inflator. I carry CO2. You could carry a pump that goes externally. I'm a little spoiled, so I take CO2 with me. I think it's fast and it's easy.
Yep.
But it is a more of an investment in the long run because every time you only use a CO2 once.
Right.
So once they're gone, $6 or $8, you'll need a new one. So the tube, the inflator, and then a tool to remove your tire from the bead, which can just be one tire lever. But those are the 3 things that you're going to take with you to be prepared.
Yep. Essentials.
Little tip, what I like to take is, even though my bikes don't require them, I always take an 80mm valve with me.
Oh, okay, yes.
Because then if someone else with maybe more aero rims than I have needs help, I can always offer some help and give them my 80mm.
Such a nice guy. I point and laugh and keep, no, I wouldn't, guys. I would assist. So, no, and that's great. And we got a video coming up, a couple videos coming up here in the next few weeks where we have essential things you need to know as a mechanic, essential tools to have with you on every ride. Brandon and I are going to do a comparison on what's in his bag, what's in my bag. Yeah, you guys won't want to miss that one. So we got some good videos coming up for you on there. And to Brandon's end, you know, he keeps it in his, you know, back pocket. There's a couple different things. Reveille makes a feed bag that secures to the handlebar, and here it's very, it's not intrusive at all. And I like to put in just maybe some snacks for quick access. I can put my reading glasses in there. It's just kind of a catch-all bag for me for different things.
And it stays on there pretty good. I thought it would flop around.
No,
but
man,
it doesn't flop around.
No, and I have them on my mountain bike. Every bike I own has that Reveille feed bag.
Yeah. It's not my way, but it's not bad.
No, it's effective.
Yep.
And it's got the drawstring and everything. Very durable. I haven't had an issue. And on the longer rides, if I'm mapping not only with my Garmin but my phone, I will keep my USB-C powered battery in there to keep the plug into the phone and keep the phone charged. So it's fairly multi-purpose, and why I wouldn't say it's an upgrade or like a mandatory accessory, it's a convenience accessory that's really worked out well for me on every bike I own and on all my rides. So I actually enjoy it. What else, Brandon? I mean, because when you're buying an entry-level bike, typically the groups, you ride them until they break, and then at that point you can upgrade. So we're not looking to upgrade your group right away. We want you to get the most value you can before you do that. We talked about thorn protection. Some of these bikes come tubed with a tubeless ready setup, but it's not tubeless out of the gate. So maybe going tubeless right out of the gate.
It all depends on which bike you're getting. And then we can steer you the right direction for some protection.
As far as that goes,
I'll say one more thing that I always like to recommend. It's not part of my 3 basics, but it's right up there. Is having a rear tail light that's a daytime running light.
Lights. I agree with that.
Around
100%.
here, we have a lot of companies make some really good ones. Our fantastic one is that Bontrager Ion, which you can see for almost 2.5 kilometers in the daytime.
That's impressive.
That's almost a non-negotiable thing for me. I have ridden without it lately because I forgot it at home, and when I do, it's like, I feel naked without that light. Especially here. Here we have very long roads. So having an effective daytime running light can, you know, a driver will be able to see you from way up and be able to anticipate you. Right.
No, and that's good, especially here in Phoenix. For any Phoenix natives or people that have lived here a long enough amount of time, we are a crossroads for people from the Midwest, back east, you know, the West Coast, California, all these different driving styles, and unfortunately, they all suck. I've come to the determination it's not me, born and raised here. It's all you guys from different states that bring your friggin' BS to my state, and you suck as drivers. A lot of bike accidents.
I can argue with that.
And so we want to do everything we possibly can to make ourselves more visible for our level of safety. But this also gives the driver a chance, like you said, to see us and anticipate what they are going to do. Instead of being reactive to the situation, they can now be proactive and respond. So I think that's a great, great example. So you know, there's not a whole lot much for us to add. The whole point of buying that kind of entry-level bike and getting yourself started, you know, you customize it, you make it your own, but we want you to have some essentials too.
Right.
And it's some things that people don't necessarily think about.
Yep.
They just think, oh, I'm gonna get the bike and it's $1,200. Well, once we add the helmet, the pedals, and a couple of the other accoutrement, especially the required stuff, now we're up to about $1,600, $1,700
so take
after
that
the
into
tax.
account.
So we want to take that into account. But we also want you to know what your options are. And our suggestions as longtime cyclists, obviously, you know, Brandon is a proprietor here of Trek, what he sees on a daily basis and my own personal experience. So we hope that this video was helpful to you. Now, a video we do have coming up, I got an electric cargo expedition bike for a commuter. Brandon laughs. It's been fun.
It'll be good. You're using it as a commuter.
Yeah.
I fully support that.
Yeah, I already redid the cockpit, which Brandon and I are gonna make a video. I'm gonna bring that fat, hefty, 100-pound e-bike in here. We're gonna throw it up on the bench. We're gonna go over it from front to back, show you some of the things I've already done to enhance it and make it my own. And then Brandon and I are gonna talk about some of the things that we're gonna do to it, hopefully, to continue to upgrade that. I think it's gonna be fun for you guys to kind of see on that and maybe give you some thought, not necessarily electric brand, but, you know, a commuter bike itself and what entails of that. So we love doing these videos. We love the feedback you guys get, especially when you share your personal stories on your bike, what you've done to it. I wish there was a way we can see pictures of those because I think that would be a lot of fun. So, Brandon, anything else you want to add before we close?
So I think we did a good job of talking about the essentials on this bike. If you buy a bike, you're gonna find out it is an aftermarket nightmare.
Yes.
Or paradise, however you want to talk,
Right.
however you want to think about it. But by getting those essentials and then finding out what you need as you, or wants are fine too, as you get into it more and ride with friends and see what they have, at that point you start kind of building up your accessory repertoire.
Indeed.
But yeah, it's a good start for essentials. But don't get too caught up in all the accessories. What we say around here is just ride your freaking bike.
Yeah, just ride. I mean, I like the tassels on the thing and a bell and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, just ride. And we're gonna have a video about that too for all you people out there who wanna make 18 different categories for what amounts to just trail riding.
All right.
The chaos that's created, so. And Brandon's right, just ride. Have fun with it, guys. If you have any questions in the meantime, you know where you can come to get those answered. So on that note, like, subscribe, bell notification icon. Helps out the channel, helps out the video. It's the trifecta we love so much around here, one of them anyways. Links down below. Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix is the most important one, my friends. Follow that link. Give Brandon and his team a call if you have any questions. They're here to help you. You know, and I can't say enough good things about these guys. What was it? 2016 I found you guys? Something like that?
About that.
Somewhere in there, 2017? Long time. That's a long time he's put up with me, guys. You know, he should get something
He still
out
keeps
of it.
coming around.
I know.
Can't get rid of him.
He still lets me come around, more importantly, so. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the devil's work. But it's necessary for the day-to-day, get out Arizona, group rides, group hikes. So much fun, my friends. Check us out there on the social media. The other links are affiliate links. We earn a small commission. Doesn't cost you a penny. All right? It's a win-win for everybody. Helps us out with park passes, gas money, and coffee money. The other trifecta we love so much around here. So on that note, my friends, what do I always say? Be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards on that trail. And we have to ask, what are you waiting for?
Get out Arizona.
Gosh darn right. And we'll see you on that next adventure. Take care, everybody. Brandon, have a great weekend.
Wiedersehen.
See you next week.